And we're live back for a holiday version of the MJT football wake-up call. We're taking the fantasy out of it, right, boys? We're just calling it the football wake-up call now.
Yeah, but fantasy's welcome.
Of course.
Life questions are welcome. If you're thinking, what should I get this special person in my life for the holidays? Joe Morley is the absolute best person to come to. One of the best gift givers on the planet.
Yeah, I actually am.
Every year, Joe gets me a wonderful gift.
I'm actually having a hard time deciding what I'm going to get my wife this year because, I mean, she already has me. So what else?
Oh, my goodness.
She's already spoiled, right?
Yeah. TDs and Bodo winner in the house.
Bodo? I know, Bodo. We've been slacking.
Bodo, we've been like Kenny Pickett. We're just inconsistent.
Don't do that to Bodo, man. Bodo's already I mean, the Steelers are doing good still. In totality.
It's funny because like everything Bodo said earlier, remember when I like yelled at him early on the season? I was like, you're complaining about a 3-1 team and all this stuff. Like, well, you should be thankful and happy. And he was saying like everything that this season has been is exactly what he said. Like, if we could go back into that moment in time and he just said, great, we'll be 9-8 with no chance of winning a playoff game. Which is what's going to happen. Like, are any of us going to pick Kenny Pickett on the road against any of the top 3 teams in week 1? No, because we don't believe that they can win. They need a miracle performance from that defense.
They need to just carry them all the way. But wants to know how our Thanksgivings were. Went great. Ate some food. Did you guys eat some food? Joe, you ate some food?
Oh, I ate some food. Shoot, I'm a big dude.
Mute button time.
Yeah. Laughing's a trigger for Tony today. The slight cough. But here we go. We got our first question of the day. He needs help. Pick 2. Dell versus Denver. All right, I'm going with Dell. And Dell.
Is Dell playing today?
I have no idea. I have not seen the inactive or active report. Maybe we should pull it up. You got
a rumor that came out yesterday that he's probably going to be inactive.
Yeah, we haven't been here in a while. Or you?
It's your fault, Zero. Yeah, Zero. We came. We were just 2 hours late to the show, and you missed it.
Need help today? Pick 2, and then the only choice is Tank Dell versus Denver.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so he will be active today. But yeah, he had that injury. But yeah, him and Noah Brown are going to be active for the team, so that's good.
Is the rest of the list out for the inactives and actives yet? I need to find. You got it. Let's see. All right, he's got Waddle versus Washington, Tank Dell versus Denver, which is a tough matchup, and Montgomery versus the Saints. I'm assuming David Montgomery.
Yeah. I think Ty Montgomery is going to score a touchdown today against the Chargers, Mike.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I will be watching the game today with the biggest Patriots fan I know. So we gotta show up today, Staley. Come on. Don't put me through it.
It's crazy.
It's one thing when he puts me through it. It's another thing when he put me through it in front of people. All right? Don't put me through it.
When you go to the comments of like the Chargers videos, it's basically a bunch of Patriots fans saying like, "Don't F this tank up for us." Like, don't. I'm like, wow, this is.
They want to lose.
Yeah,
most of them want to lose. Oh man, I would go probably Waddle and Tank Dell. Dave Montgomery's a little tempting though.
Yeah, it's weird because the Saints defense is so bad that I don't think Dennis Allen is going to survive this end of this year here. But I would still go with those other 2 wide receivers. I just think there's a lot of opportunities for points to score, and I don't think Tank Dell is the kind of guy that's getting shadow coverage from Surtain. So I would go Waddle and Tank Dell.
You agree with us, Joe? Waddle and Dell? I think it's a pretty easy choice. I forgot to say at the beginning of the show, appreciate everyone for tuning in. Please like the stream. Helps out a ton. And I see all of y'all in the TikTok chat asking a bunch of fantasy questions. You got to come to the YouTube stream to get your questions answered. We answer every single chat on YouTube. The information's right above my head. All right, let's keep this going here. Shaquille Leonard. Oh wait. This isn't. Shaquille Leonard better squad up with them boys. I heard he had a visit with them and then didn't end up signing.
Yeah, I heard that he was signing with the Eagles
Yeah.
last week.
So
Is that not a thing?
I don't think it's official.
Oh, okay.
I think that he visited both teams, didn't sign, but they were saying that the Cowboys like to get signatures to paper before they leave if they're going to sign them.
Oh, that didn't happen.
Still free agent. So I think he's deciding between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And Zach Ertz is on the fence too. Zach Ertz is a guy that is a free agent and cut loose as well. Why wouldn't he go back to the Eagles? Wouldn't that be perfect?
It would be perfect, but also, like, what are his other options? Like, where's a place that he's going to go? He's going to have enough knowledge of the playbook. I was thinking maybe the Jaguars because Doug Peterson was in Philly with him. So, like, that could be an option, but they have Evan Ingram, you know? I don't know. Like, what's another team that really could use a tight end down the stretch where he's going to be able to figure it out right away, have good chemistry?
Maybe Miami?
Yeah, but they don't. Again,
They got a good group of guys, but
they like blocking tight ends.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they don't really have.
He's a pure receiver.
They had Mike Gesicki, and they used him as a blocker. That didn't work out so well.
I think Philly would love to have him back, especially with Goddard down and trying to get back. I think he could return this week, right? Or did he already get ruled out also?
Who?
Dallas Goedert.
I don't think he's playing this week.
Yeah, it's good depth either way, whether you have Goddard there or not. I would like it. Bodo Winter is saying that he still has Tua. Obviously, Kirk Cousins is out, if that's who he's talking about, with no cousin. But he also has Dak. So who should he play, Tua or Dak?
Well,
Dak
already played.
Yeah, Dak. He already
Hopefully played Dak. Hopefully he played Dak. I played a combo of Dak, Tony Pollard, and CeeDee Lamb in one of my leagues.
That is a rough start to fantasy football. I played Dak and Brandon Cooks in one league, and I was pissed about being down 50 already.
And then last week, I put money on all those guys to ball out, and they did good, but they didn't hit any of the numbers that I needed them to hit. If it's crazy if Staley still has a job. If he was to get fired, do y'all think Kellen Moore would get a shot? I think if he gets fired mid-season, Kellen Moore would be one of the candidates that they're looking at to get a shot to finish out the season. But if the Chargers are wise and if the Chargers are tired of doing the same thing over and over again, they'll burn the whole house down and bring in someone completely new.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually be opposed to them letting the special teams guy, Ryan Ficken, take over the head coaching stuff, like doing the podium, making calls, fourth down, that kind of stuff, and just letting Kellen continue to focus on the offense and then interview him for potential head coach at the end of the year. Like, just because, I don't know. You got to find a way to try and keep this train on the tracks. Like, there's got to be so much disappointment in that building. All those veterans, all that money, they've got to be feeling a little embarrassed about how the season's unfolding. So, like, you don't want to give that to Kellen. That'd be brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Staley's doing a hell of a job, and you guys should keep him.
That's your honest review of his performance?
Look at this guy on his second interim coach in 3 years. He's over there with his chest puffed out, fucking in his lowrider. Come on, bro. Stop pretending like the Raiders got it figured out.
I'm just telling you right now, I've never seen a great coach like Staley. Everything that he's doing for that franchise is winning. Look at his defense. Solid defense as a defensive coach coming in there. The Chargers are lucky to have somebody like him.
It is pretty wild that this has just gone completely full circle, and the Chargers are in the exact same place they were when they hired the guy. The exact same spot.
I think they're in a worse spot because imagine if they would have given those type of resources to Anthony Lynn and his coaching staff that was actually headed in the right direction. And Shane Steichen might still be on this. Actually, he probably would have been hired. But, like, I was listening to, I don't remember what podcast it was, but they were like, Oh no, it was Colin Cowherd said that he had lunch with Tom Telesco, and that Telesco was like, Shane Steichen's gonna be a good coach in the league. Then why did you let him leave the building?
It's pretty tough to watch. But yeah, Tony, I can guarantee you that they would have probably found a second running back by now if they had Anthony Lynn at very minimum.
You guys, Chargers can have Bill Belichick next year. We'll have 2 matchups every year between Belichick and Andy Reid. There you go.
That's exactly what the AFC West needs, Joe. You're right.
And Sean Payton. And then, you know what? John Gruden's coming back.
Bring him back.
My chances are Harbaugh, Belichick, or go like fully nobody's looking Bobby Slowick.
There you go. The Capitan's in the house. I saw your video this morning. He was like, I don't know where he was, college football game day or something, but he was just dancing. And like all the mascots were behind him dancing. He was just like, I'm having the best time of my life.
Oh, wow.
What the hell is going on here?
Internet celebrity in the house. Love it.
Hey, Mike, I saw the video that you reposted yesterday of Justin Herbert not helping the team out. That he couldn't. He's just too selfish not to.
Yeah, that he could. He's an elite free safety that just is too lazy to get out there and intercept some passes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a good video. When I saw it, I was dying. Damian Anderson wants to know, how do we feel about Quentin Johnson as a cheap FanDuel play today? What is the play, Damon? Please let me know if you're still here in the live.
Let me ask you, Damian, do you want to win your FanDuel or do you want to lose it? Because if you just want to donate money to FanDuel, then you start Quentin Johnson.
Well, if the yardage numbers or if it's like 2 catches, I think you could play and it'll be sneaky because Keenan Allen is super banged up. He's dealing with a quad injury, I think, and a shoulder injury at the same time. He's going to play through it. He's probably still going to have 10 catches, but someone else has to catch the fucking football. We're going to throw it.
If they're going to give you points for drops, then sign him up.
Take it. There you go.
You get him.
Yeah. Okay. He's saying that Shaq Leonard's deciding based off the Eagles-49ers game today.
Hey, so today's a rare day. Today is a rare day in the NFL that Cowboy fans are actually rooting for the 49ers, right? Because if the Eagles win today, next week's matchup against the Dallas Cowboys means absolutely nothing. It's nothing because they'll have a demanding lead over the Cowboys with 11 wins. So the Cowboy fans are actually sitting there rooting for the Niners today, which is going to be a weird thing.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or whatever that old saying is.
And it's better. And I've already said it. Who has more to prove today? The Eagles or the Niners? The 49ers do. What's better for the NFL when it comes to playoff time? It's going to be better for the Niners to win this game. So if you're into the conspiracies and you're into scripted and stuff, the Niners win today. And the Niners probably win easily to make it look like, okay, who's going to disappear after this game if they lose? Eagle fans or Niner fans? Which one would the NFL lose more? They're going to lose 49er fans if they lose today. 49er fans will just disappear and be like, we have nothing to fight for. We're going to just go to the playoffs and lose to the Eagles again, and that's what's going to happen. But if they beat the Eagles today, you're going to see so many fucking Niner fans after today. It's going to be nuts.
Where do they go to get their gear, Joe?
Walmart. Everybody knows they go to Walmart. Well, I just went to Walmart the other day because I was looking for Gail Lewis. I don't know if you guys know who Gail Lewis is. She retired from service, Gail Lewis. But Walmart was packed. I mean, you know where I live. It was packed with Niner gear already, getting ready for all these people to get their new Christmas gear and stuff like that. But come on, Tony, you already know. If Niners win today, holy shit, it's going to be annoying as fuck just so they go lose in the playoffs again. I just saw a comment today that somebody was like, we lost last year because of all our quarterbacks. But then I remembered after the game that we still have a good team and a good coach. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan has a great record in the playoffs.
Clip it for the post today. But yeah, I'm really torn on that game, actually. My gut, my heart, my brain is saying to pick the 49ers, actually. But the Eagles they've been finding a way now for 2 years. I think they've lost, 2 regular season games in the last 30? It's insane.
And bad weather. It's raining, cold.
We got some mucky weather. I don't know who that favors more because like you got the offensive lines and rushing attacks on both sides. Very, 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 very good offensive lines.
I'll just put this out there right now, Tony, before you start talking.
Yeah.
Raiders win the preseason. 49ers are the best regular season team, but the Chiefs win it all.
On repeat
every year.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams that win the preseason. To me, the 49ers Eagles game doesn't really mean a whole lot unless the 49ers can somehow get home field advantage over the Eagles. That's the only thing that it would really make a difference. Because if they have to come back here and play a game in January, I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I'm taking the 49ers today, but I don't think that there's ultimately, once it comes down to a playoff game, I'm gonna take Jalen Hurts to figure out a way to get it done.
So you're saying that's a really high stakes game for the Pick'ems challenge with the two guys tied for first, picking opposite teams.
Yep. There it is.
Well, here we go. Joe, aren't you like one game back also? Who'd you pick in that game?
I'm taking the 49ers today.
Now I'm really sweating.
I told you, it makes more sense for the NFL for the Niners to win. I'm on that conspiracy, write the damn script, all that. And the Eagles know this is a regular season game. It doesn't matter. I mean, they want to win the game. Of course they do. But it's not like this isn't their Super Bowl. The 49ers are coming out going, we got something to prove today. We got to beat this team to get over the top. We got to show them that Brock Purdy. And I have a question, too. Does Brock Purdy come out a little bit with that thing inside of his head going, shit, this is the game that I got hurt in. Are they going to come off the edge again and hurt me again?
Yeah, and they happen to have just casually added Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. All right, let's answer this question because we're falling way behind. It's my fault. I never keep up with these comments. This is a tough one for me because I've been riding Logan Thomas this year, and it's been pretty successful. I believe he's right at the edge of the top 10 overall as a tight end this year. But Higbeast has become a red zone monster, and when he's out there and healthy, Stafford likes to go to him in the red zone. I think he had 2 tubs last week. Let me check.
Yeah, that's his only good game of the season.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he hasn't scored any more touchdowns. I will play Logan Thomas.
Yeah. That's the thing is like Higbee was on the waiver wire, and I still picked up Tucker Kraft over him.
Sorry, Flojo. Big Higbee fan.
Yeah. I can't believe that Higbee's all of a sudden going to be targeted more than Nakua and Kupp and like even when Kupp wasn't healthy, like he still wasn't a featured part of the offense for whatever reason.
TD saw a report that the Panthers are interested in Kellen Moore.
Is Harrison here? Harrison, you seeing this? Harrison anywhere?
Don't the Panthers have a head coach in their own building? He's just on the defensive side of the ball.
Jero Evero, but that's a kind of a weird thing where like they didn't make him the interim. Like why?
Yeah.
I mean,
it looked to me like it looked like the Panthers. Like we haven't talked about that, but the Panthers fired Frank Wright, and it looked like they had some internal beef with some of their coaches because as soon as the other coaches took over, what was it? The old Colts coach, whatever. They fired Deuce Staley and
McCown.
And McCown. They fired both of them like right away. It was like, oh shit. So it looked like they had an internal beef.
And Reich and Staley, at least, those guys are proven veterans in this league as coaches. I think they should have stuck with Reich a year longer. Also, I mean,
they absolutely should have
give him a chance. He didn't get a chance in Indy, really.
This isn't good for Bryce Young, right? Like just to have like this kind of turmoil that you have to deal with, and the pressure of being the number 1 pick, and the fact that there's a lot of improvement offensively that needs to be done to the roster. So it's like now you have to come in. You're probably gonna have to learn a whole new everything next year. Like part of the thing that makes like successful NFL teams is just having consistency.
100%. And that's kind of like been the name of Frank Reich's game as a assistant in his entire career.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Dave Tepper? Is that the owner's name? Like, he is a new owner, but he has his hands in everything, and it's not a great recipe right now. I don't know a head coach there's only 32 jobs, so of course somebody's going to take the job, but this is not going to be one that anybody is willing to go after when there's other jobs out there. There could be up to 13 head coaching jobs this offseason.
I
this
think
probably won't be the last one.
He's a mess. He's he's managing his team like a fan, and it's hilarious because he has more head coaches in 5 years than the Steelers have had coaches since like the 60s or whatever it is. Like that is a train wreck. This is a bad everything. And they're in the worst division in football.
The team is awful too. And yeah, I posted a video about like the Patriots having a 1% chance to make the playoffs at this point at 2-9. And I didn't do it on the Panthers because the Panthers will still have a chance next week and the week after. They won't be officially eliminated yet because the division is so trash.
But
there's 3 teams that can get eliminated today.
Can the Panthers get eliminated today?
There's 3 teams that can get eliminated today.
This is where Joe tells us the Chargers are one of them, and then he laughs maniacally.
And there's one, and there's a scenario where the Eagles can clinch today too.
Real quick, the Panthers actually have talent on the defensive side of the football. And last year we talked about this. Steve Wilkes had that team headed in the right direction. Like Deonta Foreman was running the football, and weren't they getting wins with like who was playing quarterback for him? Like PJ Walker or I don't remember. Like it was like some combination of like Sam Darnold and PJ Walker and whatever. Baker was already on his way working miracles out in Los Angeles. But like there's talent on this football team and there's nobody there to like make it cohesive and bring it together.
Yeah, and they need to keep building, and like they traded away DJ Moore, right? And I thought that was a bonehead move. But that would be a wise move if you would have been able to hold on to your first round pick the following season somehow, and you could draft a receiver. But they're in the situation now where they kind of got to rock with the team they got and try and find some mid-draft steals to build what free agents are going there unless you just throw the bag at them. It's a tough situation. No head coach now. But let's move on. Let's talk about this because I have some fantasy implications writing on this as well. Y'all saw Pat Freiermuth was the only Steeler to get targeted by Kenny Pickett last week.
Yeah, he was loving it. I mean, they put up 400 yards of offense and still only scored 16 points. So it's not like, yes, things are getting better. I don't know how much better they're getting.
I was just like, when I saw the stat lines, I was like, what in the hell is wrong with this offense? All of a sudden now Pat Freiermuth just comes back from IR and he's the only one that can catch the football, or they can get the football too, I should say. But I have him in a lineup over freaking Kyle Pitts.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, I have Kyle Pitts, and it's not good. Let's go.
Henry, Moss, Kyron, White, start 3. Kyron's getting started for sure. It's talking about Zach Moss?
Yeah, I like
Rashad White starting to turn it on a little bit.
I kind of, this feels bad to say, but I might sit Derrick Henry.
That's so sad to hear.
Like, I think Rashad White is used well in the passing game. They still don't have much of a rushing game, but I think Tampa can score some points. I forget who they're playing today, but I don't think it's a great.
I would probably sit White, but we're kind of just relying that Moss is just going to come back in, fill in JT's shoes again like he did earlier in the season. We don't know for sure if that's going to happen.
I do.
Last week, did he ball out when he got in there?
I don't remember, but I know this much, that Shane Steichen is smart and realizes what he had going at the beginning of the year, and there'll
You go back
be
to it.
similar setup. What is his option? Have Gardner Minshew throw it 40 times? That's not gonna get you a win. The Colts are trying to make the playoffs this year.
That's the most exciting option, Tony.
For us as fans, sure, it's fun to watch Gardner get back there and almost throw like 4 or 5 interceptions in a game.
Andres, Keenan Allen will probably have 10 plus receptions if he's on the field. Not even just targets. He's playing with the bum shoulder, bum quad, bum ankle. Won't matter. He's going to still cook up against Bill Belichick.
All right. So I got it for you, Mike.
What do you
Got
got?
pictures and everything for you right now.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
So there's only one team that can clinch today, and this has to happen for you. So if the Eagles win and the Rams lose, they clinch. Or if all these other scenarios happen. So if the Rams lose tonight and the Eagles win, the Eagles clinch the playoffs. So there you go. That's the easiest one to remember, right? See all those? You guys see them?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. If the Panthers lose today, they're officially eliminated.
Damn, I missed
Arizona can be eliminated with this right here. So they need the Rams to win and Green Bay to lose. They got these scenarios going for you for Arizona to be eliminated today. So that's 2 teams that could be eliminated, and then the Patriots are the other one with all these scenarios. Which one? So the Panthers, all they need to do is lose. The other people need help. But I think the more realistic one, the only other one that we could see is the Philadelphia one. I mean, a win and a Rams loss, that's pretty simple for them. But all these other ones, we kind of need like 4 or 5 things to happen.
Now I kind of want the Eagles to lose, so that way next week there's some rumblings like, oh, are they going to miss the playoffs?
The Eagles?
Well, if the Eagles lose this week and then they turn around and lose next week, they could lose that division and home field advantage.
Oh,
True.
okay. Yeah, that could happen. For sure that could happen. But to miss the playoffs, I think they could lose every game for the rest of the year and still get the 6th seed.
Yeah,
The
probably.
NFL is a mess.
Probably.
People trying to convince me that the Packers are about to go on this magical run. I'm like, no, they're not. They're not good. They beat
A team that's going to be under 500 is going to win a division in the NFC and have a home playoff.
I feel like I just have to root for chaos. Okay.
I'm for that too. Like, I think that's kind of fun.
Speaking of the Cowboys and Thursday Night Football, Bodo wants to ban that referee crew from Thursday Night Football ever doing another primetime game. How about ever doing another game, period? If every single thing you do on a football field is a penalty, then how can we even play football?
Well, a lot of those referees have been put on the IR, I think, because their shoulder got rotator cuff injuries now.
There were 25 flags in that game, I swear. It was so many.
Those referees are jacked, Joe. They're built for this kind of.
Those are the 2 most going into the game. They were the 2 most, second and third most penalized teams in the league.
Yeah.
So we should have expected a lot of penalties.
Should have.
We should have, but also, like, it's a primetime game. I don't want to say that you should ref things differently, but you kind of got to let people play a little bit more than that when it's on there. Like, this is the product that you're hoping that people who are more casual will swing by and go, like, let's check this out.
Yeah.
You don't want the entire game to be like, wait, people be like, why did he throw that flag? What's this call? What's happening here? Like, that's not what you want. You want to put your athletes on display and entertain. And it was.
I always see people talking like, remember, Mike, it's an entertainment company. They've admitted that. They're down to rig the games like the WWE. They want the most excitement. But when you watch that was not excitement.
Well,
and those were 2 good teams that we wanted to see go at it too.
It's funny because I was going to text you before the game, but like, I'm going to switch my pick to Seattle. And then halfway through, I was like, no, Seattle's going to hang out, and it's going to be a close game at the end. I was like, but I'm glad I didn't switch to Seattle. But like watching Geno Smith walk out of that tunnel with his, that look on his face. I was like, oh, Seattle's going to hang in this game. But yeah, the referee, you could just tell that they wanted Dallas to win this game.
That dude.
Because if Dallas would like same thing as today. If Dallas would have lost that game, next week's game means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So it makes more money. I mean, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy guy, but come on, Tony. How many times have we seen this year where a coach kicks an extra field goal when they don't need to? There's weird stuff happening this year, and it's just making it more obvious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, can you bring up the comment where Bodo's calling him a conspiracy guy, because he's already mentioned the word conspiracy like 4 times in the show. I will say this. I did text you guys and say, are these referees going to have stars on their reffing sweaters in the second half of this football game? Because the calls that were going against the Seahawks in the first half were brutal. And then they came out and they were like, you know what? Let's make some brutal calls going the other way too. Like, let's just make this the worst called football game I've ever seen. That's not true. Definitely seen worse, but
those replacement ref years, those replacement ref days. That's what reminded me of. So just so you know, Joe, Franco did catch the ball.
No,
3 feet above the ground, clearly.
Show me evidence.
He's saying if instant replay was in effect back then, they would have clearly said that the play stands in 5 seconds. Like, we reviewed it already. Let's keep the game going. Well, I guess that ended the game, huh? Pat Fryermuth's getting a touchdown today, according to Keegan. Keegan, I hope he does. Got him in my lineup. Like I said earlier, Harrison's is wanting to see Ben Johnson to the Panthers. That's his head coach.
He showed up as soon as, so he popped into the chat and was like, hey, good morning, fellas. And Mike was like, let's move on. And we had just spent like 5 minutes talking about the Carolina Panthers. I thought it was really funny. Yeah,
rewind to minute 20, Harrison. We talked about the Panthers for a little while. We got to pick 2 here. This is a good problem to be in for Z Best Gamer. He has Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Nico Collins, and Calvin Ridley. Tony, I know you're a ballsy fantasy football player, but would you dare bench Jamar Chase?
Yeah, I would. I think, is this guy German? The best gamer?
And if you go Chase and Ridley, you got 2 guys going on Monday night, right?
Yeah, so I would say, like, just for me and how I play fantasy football, I would pick the one that I think has a better chance on Monday Night Football to go off. And then I would probably go with I don't like the weather for the Eagles game, so I would stay away from that. I would either go Nico Collins. Wait, they're playing Denver today, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Houston, Denver? I don't like that matchup anymore. I'm going Chase and Ridley. Let's keep it who you drafted. Let's go Chase and Ridley here.
You went the whole struggle.
You went the
we don't need to talk about that. Your mic's glitching out for a reason. We don't need to talk about that. But I would go Chase and Ridley also, Tony. But I just think it's funny how you did that whole like work through in your head. And immediately when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to go Chase and Ridley no matter what Tony says. And then you said Chase and Ridley too.
Yeah, I got there eventually. I just want to make sure for my German friend here that we have the best lineup for him possibly. The gamer. Good for you.
And I stand by everything that I said about Devonta Smith, okay? I just probably underestimated A.J. Brown a little bit.
Oh, yeah. This is another one of your takes that
Dodgers everything says Raiders.
I was about to say Q compilation of Mike's worst takes.
Great.
Isaiah Hodgins scoring 2 tubs today.
Hey, not to go off topic, but I will. Dodgers going to sign everybody this offseason, so go ahead, Dodgers.
Rolling the Brinks trucks. 2 fantasy killers named Pitts. Kyle Pitts and the Pittsburgh offense. That's a good one, Bodo.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Yeah, a T-shirt, meme, something. Bodo, you need to get that up somewhere. If the Chargers lose today, Brandon Staley needs to be fired. Good call, Raiders fan. Good call. See, he knows something about firing head coaches as a Raiders fan. Or them resigning. Same thing. No difference. Pick 2.
You should see how many Raider fans want John Gruden back. It's ridiculous.
After they wanted him gone, right?
Like now, all of a sudden, they forgot about how the cap, how we drafted, how our cap was. But it's crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect.
I think John Gruden is an excellent choice for the Raiders. You guys should bring him back for sure. You should.
I saw a rumor today. Rick Massachi is coming back too. Why not? Why not just go back? I'm going to find if Joe Bugle is still alive. Maybe he could be our head coach. Mike White can come back. What's Tom Cable doing? Is Tom Cable good?
And his talent was about to be free.
Hugh Jackson as an offensive coordinator. Like, yeah, let's bring Hugh Jackson. Let's bring everybody back.
Is Art Shell still alive, or could we just have the estate of Art Shell come and run the team?
Yeah, why? I mean, if we're going to go back in time, let's go back in time and let's bring some people back.
That's the greatest Raider of all time, and most Raiders fans don't even know who that is.
I think this would be Art Shell's third time coaching the team, and this might be like I said, just the estate of Art Shell. That would be a fantastic story for the Raiders.
I'm going to throw Tom Flores out there. I'm going to throw his hat in the ring. I'm going to get some guys in there.
In those Modelo commercials from a year ago for the Hall of Fame campaign. I would say any Raiders fan who's not getting behind what's going on with Antonio Pierce and the I forget the name of the offensive play caller they have right now, like
Bo Hardeggy.
Who is it?
Bo Hardeggy.
There you go. The Raiders are trending in a positive direction, and if they can't realize, hey, we're already spending all this money on all these other coaches. If he gets with the players and they're like, yeah, we could get behind this, they should definitely keep this rolling.
This is Adam Scheffner with NFL Network. Breaking news out of Las Vegas today. The Raiders have found their new head coach. Marshawn Lynch is starting off his coaching career.
What?
Come on. Let's get Marshawn Lynch on the sidelines.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked here. Bodo put something for me to do better on my picks.
Oh, we're going to get down there in a second. 1 second. Z-Best Gamer had another fantasy question. Jalen Warren, we got to pick two. Jalen Warren, Devin Singletary, Devon A-Chain, and Zach Moss. Me personally, who are the Dolphins playing again today?
I don't know.
I can't sit Jalen Warren. I'm just becoming such a big fan of the guy. So it becomes A-Chain or Moss. They're playing Washington. They'll probably play A-Chain. Who the Colts play again? Isn't Washington been like the worst rush defense in the league this year? Yeah, so, I probably would.
I forgot that the Colts are playing
Dolphins are playing the Commanders.
I like Zach Moss a little bit less than I did before.
I like Singletary. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but I've been riding Singletary in some of my leagues, and that guy is on fire.
So we just helped you out a ton, Z-Best Gamer.
Mike, who did you pick?
I picked Warren and Achin. You're picking Moss and Warren, Tony?
No, I'm saying I like Moss less than I did. I just realized he's playing the Titans. I don't love that as much. I was hyping him up before. I don't love it as much. I'm going to go with Warren and Devon A-Chain.
And Joe, you're going Warren and Singletary?
No, I'd go Singletary and A-Chain.
Okay, there you go. Who do you trust, the best gamer? Pick one of them.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't think Week 13 was going to hit me as much as it did, but Week 13 buys suck. They fucking suck. 6 teams on a bye this week. Everyone. I don't think I have a full fantasy roster in all my leagues right now.
I can't believe we're in Week 13 already. It's just flying by in a blink of an eye. We're not playing mac and cheese today, Harrison, unless some very tragic things happen to the other two quarterbacks. He's the third string.
Yeah. Malik Cunningham, though, you'll be able to get some laughter out of that.
I wanted to see Joe Flacco on the Jets personally, but I'll take the Browns.
I'm always ready for a Flacco flashback.
Did you see what Amari Cooper said about Joe Flacco? That him throwing the ball in practice has been like poetry in motion.
Stop it. It didn't happen.
Hey, keep cashing those checks, Joe, and I think they might get some playoff action with Joe Flacco. We've seen some miraculous Joe Flacco playoff runs in the past, so who knows what could happen.
I just like how a random fan broke that Joe Flacco news. Like, he was on the flight, saw Joe Flacco on the way to Cleveland, took a picture and goes, hey, this is going to be the Browns' next quarterback. And the next day they're like, hey, Browns are working out Joe Flacco. Like a random ass dude on a plane figured that out before everybody else, before all these NFL experts.
All right, here we go, Tony. Do better on your picks because he's got your picks plus 160 on FanDuel.
How do we know what my picks are?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember posting them. Do you?
I don't remember. I don't know. I sent them to you guys, but maybe he means these. He's taken a couple of these like fantasy predictions I have where he's taking the overs on fantasy points. Either way,
hopefully he didn't take any of the ones that he's changed his mind from an hour ago to now.
No, I didn't change my mind on anything. I just said that I like Zach Moss a little bit less than I did before I realized he was playing the Titans. And just remember, all of this shit is very loosely researched.
Bodo, are you serious about that? No way.
Elijah Moore, James Conner, and Hunt pick 2.
James Conner always seems to like find a way to do
Score
something. A little revenge game against the Steelers today.
Wow.
Are you okay, Joe? You know something I don't?
No, I'm looking at Bodo's next text. My bad about the college football. College football means absolutely garbage now. It's nothing. It's all about the money. It's how he just said they put Alabama in there. That's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they call this is our college football playoff.
Who should the top 4 be, in your opinion?
Michigan, Washington, Texas, Florida State. You don't put an injury. You don't hurt a team because of an injury. It's bullshit. Putting Alabama in there is fucking retarded. They're a number 8 team, and yet you jump them all the way to the top. That's crazy.
I'm kind of annoyed that Michigan has to play Bama in the first round now.
Yeah.
The fuck is this? Is this real? Like this can't be
after
happening.
they just did what they did too. They're riding as high as possibly they could.
Yeah, it's 100% legit.
This is tomorrow. We're gonna hear conspiracies for more reasons why Jim Harbaugh is gonna go to the NFL. Like, there's no governing body. Just gonna get suspended for 3 games twice this year, like at different times, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, who's the hottest team coming in so that we can move Michigan to 1? Like, I'm all for it, Joe. I do think that Alabama should be in the playoff. Like, I think they beat Georgia. They should be in. I'm fine with it. But now all of a sudden it's like you're figuring out what's the shittiest matchup for Michigan in the first round to try and get rid of Jim Harbaugh. Like, it just feels a little conspiratorial. This is what.
And here we go. We got more conspiracies on the show. And also, keep in mind, at least the second thing, I'm not as much in the college football loop as you guys, but he got suspended for something that every single college football coach of all time has ever done.
Yeah, and they're already talking about changing the rules, and whatever it is, whatever reason it is, it's more like they sped up the suspension to give it to him this year.
Pretty wild. So get Jim Harbaugh out of there, or get him out of there. Let's get him to the NFL. Let's get him some different shade of yellow and blue.
Not going to get suspended coaching for the Bolts. There you go, bro.
So going undefeated means absolutely nothing. Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Here's what I'm saying, Joe. That Florida State is on their 3rd string quarterback, and nobody wants to see them get smashed in the first round by having to play.
So one player determines that whole team is garbage.
Yeah, what if they got a hot recruit?
The whole team is garbage. It's just
Alabama benched their quarterback 6 weeks ago and then brought him back.
I get it.
So Alabama's on a backup quarterback.
Hey, if you're asking me who would I rather Michigan Wolverines play, Bama or Florida State? I want Florida State. I'm telling you right now, that 3rd string quarterback is going to have a terrible day against Michigan's defense.
I don't know. I just think they overrate the SEC. Now I hope Michigan or Washington wins it all because screw this.
So one of the great points that I heard, and we can end on this because it's almost time. We got to set our lineups too. Is notice how less dominant the SEC looks now that everybody else can pay their players. Now that there's NIL everywhere else, like how much money the SEC must have been paying these kids to come and play down there for years and years and years. That 2 years in to NIL, now all of a sudden all these other teams are like, hey, we can go toe to toe with these other teams because we can offer them money legally too. It's funny.
So you guys are saying that Colorado's hopes of going to the championship are squashed?
Colorado is like 3 years away, and by that time, it'll just be a lovely story when Deion's moved on to something else.
And not even like a lot. They've lost a lot of recruits this year. They're like not even one of the top recruiting classes this year.
Yeah, but the recruiting class thing is always a little off because I think the best things that you can do is you get the like junior college transfers, right? You get guys that are like in
2 years in,
3, those guys that don't really get factored in, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, this, you got a real squad of players of guys that aren't really on anybody's radar because they weren't 5-star high school athletes.
Mike, I went on a rant. I'm live on TikTok. I went on a rant about Alabama, and I said how dumb this was. I guess I said it was retarded, and it said I have a warning for hate speech because I was talking about Alabama.
Well, yeah, I get why somebody would be upset.
Hey, fuck Alabama.
Oh my gosh. TikTok's a little sensitive, Joe, to any kind of ranting, cussing, even yelling at times. So I've tried to keep a cool, calm, collective approach to my live streams lately.
TikTok's on its way down. I'm telling you right now.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Come on, this is Gen Z, Joe. My generation.
Talk about Alabama and the college football playoffs without them getting all mad.
No, me and this generation don't want to hear you hate on
TikTok
anything.
has money on Alabama, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. They got money on Bama. All right, y'all. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Zero said we didn't answer his question. I don't know which one he's talking about. He's got to be talking about his fantasy question. We picked James Conner and Kareem Hunt, didn't we?
Yeah, Tony's the only one that loves Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I'm Conner and Hunt all the way.
I said I picked James Conner revenge game and Kareem Hunt.
There you go. There it is, right there. You got it.
Yeah. Dodgers, everything. I nicknamed TikTok 49ers because 49er fans. That's all they do.
49er Central. Yeah, and then I was on Twitter today, literally watching people be murdered. So social media is a wild place. It's a wild place.
Are we being
on
serious?
Twitter? Yes, on Twitter they just post anything they want. You can post anything on Twitter.
You can have anything on Twitter.
And this is why I don't have social media anymore.
Except for you're a social media star. You don't even realize it. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week or the next time that we're live.
That is a great hat.
Good luck. Good luck to everybody. Yeah, Bolt City, bitch.
Bolt City.
Trying to match Joe's hat game, but I don't think I'm ever going to get there. Anything else, Tony? Joe? Anything?
Garrett, you should wear a hat that says "Bring fans to LA."
What'd he say?
Bring fans to LA. I'm going to get a hat. I'm just going to steal whatever Joe Biden's campaign slogan is going to be and make a Chargers version of it. Steal your idea, Joe, and make millions.
There's going to be some jumbled ass up words that don't make sense.
The Chargers are what was I talking about again?
Hey there. Hey, listen. Hey, you. End the show.